So this morning I woke up and remembered something. We haven't had an update on the Gumball movie in ages. Because it's not happening. And I already know what some of you are gonna say.
Oh, but the database, they were just shopping it around to other streaming services.
It's still gonna come out.
Dog, let it go. I think it's extremely obvious at this point that the Gumball movie is not happening. Every update we get pertaining to Gumball nowadays is always tied to Season 7, something that in itself proves that they pivoted away from their original plan of a movie and brand new TV series. So today, I want to run through these updates, clarify some confusion surrounding the EIDR database, and for now, kinda bring this tragic chapter of the Gumball movie to a close. So it all started in the summer of 2019, almost 5 years ago, when the Amazing World of Gumball came to a close with the Season 6 finale, The Inquisition, which ended on a massive cliffhanger, implying that Elmore was being consumed whole by the Void, an apocalyptic event that the show has been alluding to for seasons now. And according to creator Ben Beauclair, it wasn't his choice to end the series like this, but if they got a movie, everything would land in a pretty cool way. Fast forward to 2 years later, 3 years ago from now, Cartoon Network officially announced that the movie was in development. And later that year in September, they announced that the movie had officially been greenlit alongside a new series, and that the movie would be a bridge between the original show and the new show. Now, according to this master post over on the Gumball Reddit, there were traces of people working on the movie throughout all of 2022, adding it to their portfolios on sites like LinkedIn. However, all of these updates came to a screeching halt in August of 2022, when it was announced that due to the merger of WB and Discovery, the Gumball movie alongside 5 other projects were dropped and would no longer be funded by HBO Max. Now, 2 of these projects have seen the light of day since this news: Merry Little Batman and that Steve Urkel Christmas movie. Still, until another streamer picked it up, for all intents and purposes, the Gumball movie was dead in the water, with the final update pertaining to the movie itself coming in March of 2023. Once again, according to this Reddit post, after the assistant editor, Gary Bradbury, who had worked on the movie from May 2022 to February 2023, finished his work on the movie, Warner Bros. Discovery put out an article explaining that they were now hiring another assistant editor. So he finished his gig on the movie, though we really don't know if that editing job pertained to just animatics or actual finished animation, but it was a year ago at this point, so do with that what you will. And again, this is the last genuine update we've had on the movie since. But in November of 2022, shortly after the movie was canceled, signs started to point to something else happening: a 7th season of Gumball, and not the new series that was planned, with a teaser for Season 7 being shown at the NSC Festival in France in June of 2023, with production continuing throughout the rest of the year. So now here's the thing. The rest of the updates, and it's a pretty lengthy list, is only about Season 7. There's only one update from the movie, something you might have heard about earlier this year, but it's not the concrete evidence that you could be hoping for. You see, there's this website, the EIDR database, aka the Entertainment Identifier Registry. And as of January this year, they have a page for the Gumball movie, with a release date of 2024? This has to mean the movie's coming, right? Well, no. Aside from the fact that the associated organization for this is Cartoon Network Studios, which A, doesn't exist in the state we once knew, it got absorbed into Warner Bros. Animation, and B, Gumball is made in Europe. That studio is called Hanna-Barbera Europe. But that's not the nail in the coffin. The nail in the coffin is that WB tends to register things that have already been canceled, such as Scoob Holiday Haunt and Batgirl. Scoob Holiday Haunt also having a release date of 2023, but spoiler alert, it didn't come out then. Also, they have something in the registry titled Bob Odenkirk with a release of 2011, which was probably referring to an Adult Swim pilot, but the fact it's still in this database goes to show that everything in here is not guaranteed to come out. Now, Urkel Save Santa and Merry Little Batman were also on the database, Urkel getting registered a week before its re-release was announced, but this page appeared back in January, and there have been 0 updates about a movie. In fact, it's been absolute radio silence.
Dead air!
Including from the creator himself, Ben Beauclair. His last update on the movie was in 2022, almost 2 years ago, stating that it's a bit of a Schrodinger's cat question, but he believes the cat will live. Ben, I got bad news for you, buddy. I don't think that cat made it. The radio silence reminds me of another situation with a show that was also on Cartoon Network, Mau Mau Heroes of Pure Heart. Cartoon Network announced that the show would be coming back for a season 2, with a full-blown animation getting produced for the announcement. That was back in 2021, and season 2 never came out! And the creator, Parker Simmons, has never been able to publicly acknowledge that, yeah, the show was canceled. He's just allowed people to come to that conclusion on his own. Also, he made this TikTok responding to Dan Povenmire.
I started watching Jellystone on HBO Max. It's a sharp and very funny cartoon.
Where were you when I needed you? Where were you?
Now, there probably is something with NDAs that prevents people from talking about the movie publicly, even if it's canceled. I know it sucks, y'all. Gumball and the fans alike really got screwed over, and I really don't think we're gonna see that movie, at least in its original form, with the story of Gumball's biggest fan finding a VHS tape and going on an adventure with the Watersons. It's pretty obvious at this point that we're just gonna get season 7. Which at this point is kinda better than nothing. I mean, a big reason why people wanted the movie was because the show ended on a cliffhanger. And while I'm bummed we probably won't get to see the movie and Beauclay's vision for it, I could easily see Cartoon Network resorting back to how things were in the old days, aka like the 2000s, providing us with a Gumball movie that's really just some episodes of the TV show stitched together, instead of its own production with the animation bumped up, giving us that intended story arc, just in 11 episode increments that are stitched together to be about 44 or 55 minutes. It'd truly be better than nothing, but once season 7 started coming up in discussions, it should have been clear that the movie was a wrap. Because again, the movie was a whole plan to transition into a new series. That new series doesn't exist. It's just a new season now. And I'll take it. I love Gumball. I don't care how old I get. I'm always tuning into new Gumball. The worst thing would be if they just made a meta joke in the first episode like, weren't we supposed to have a movie? Yeah, but no one wanted to buy it, so I've just been on the couch all day. Like, I think that would probably drive fans everywhere crazy. But it would be on brand for Gumball if they ended up calling it out. There's also the fact that we've seen Steven Universe the movie and Criger the Creek the movie get announced and come out within a year or two. Those are both separate productions from the regular TV series, and they both took about 2 years to make. Steven Universe the movie started in 2017, and it came out in 2019. The Criger the Creek movie was announced in the beginning of 2022, apparently when it was still in development, and it dropped at the end of 2023. It's been 3 years since the Gumball movie was announced, and we haven't heard a peep about it. So if Cartoon Network want to officially lay it to rest, I will. We are gathered here today to celebrate the life of the Gumball movie. The Gumball movie, I don't know, it sounded really weird, but I just know it would have prospered. There would have been some great jokes. A lot of stuff would have got clipped for Twitter and TikTok. And Reels. Gumball movie, I may not have seen a single frame from you, but you'll always be the greatest TV movie I never watched. Goodbye, friend. Rest easy. Or I don't know, maybe the movie will come out and I'm just fucking wrong. Like and subscribe. Bye!